I want to pick up on one of the stats that you brought up in the presentation, which was around intellectual growth, right? And the approach now, which has come out, that employees increase their vitality if they feel like they're learning something new. So I'm going to put that to you, Dr. Louise, because of your work with different organizations. What does that mean really with regards to vitality? Because one of the stats that I read about is that the higher the vitality scores, the tend to be 60% more productive. And if we know intellectual and new learning contributes to that, what are you seeing in organizations?
Yeah, I mean, I think it implicates learning and development, certainly, but also maybe loosening the framework around learning and development so that employees themselves can drive some of that interest. So I remember a few organizations I worked at said, we'll pay for you to go on a conference, but that conference has to reflect their interests. And it was really about the organization and less about what the employees wanted to learn. So thinking about any learning is good learning versus simply learning for you to be able to do that specific role. I don't know if that is necessarily being reflected, but that would be one of my recommendations. So some organizations in the US, for example, encourage employees to have passion projects. So they might free up, 3 hours or a morning and afternoon per week, per month, whatever it is, for employees to pursue a particular interest, a particular project. And if that is successful in some way, the organization may take it on, but it's really driven by the employee themselves. And it's not necessarily has to be aligned with what the organization itself is doing. So giving some of that freedom, and that really fits into this vitality index when you give people the autonomy to make their decisions for themselves, but also you give them or you equip them with the skills and tools to be able to inquire and be inquisitive and curious and to seek that knowledge that actually may have longer term outcomes for the organization as well, but certainly for employees themselves.